In chapter 11, we meet David, God's chosen instrument to replace the failed King Saul. When David first enters the scene and Samuel encounters him, he's nothing more than a simple shepherd boy living in this backwater town. From a purely human point of view, David was the least qualified to take the throne, just this unimpressive underdog. But God reminds Samuel that though people may look at outward appearances, the Lord looks where? The Lord looks at the heart, 1 Samuel 16:7. Like David, Jesus was from Bethlehem. Like David, Jesus was a king. Both were shepherds as well. David shepherded sheep. Jesus shepherded people. He is our ultimate good shepherd, the one who lays down his life for the sheep. And neither of them really looked the part that they were destined to play, did they? From a purely human point of view, it's almost as if the casting director chose the wrong people for the roles. In fact, speaking about Jesus 700 years before he was even born, the prophet Isaiah says that there was nothing beautiful or majestic about his appearance, nothing in him to attract him to us. Isaiah chapter 53. You know, Christianity is not the most attractive religion. It's not the slickest nor the shiniest. In fact, our central symbol, the cross, commemorates a painful, shameful death reserved for only the worst criminals. So if it's worldly success, achievement, enlightenment, pleasure, or self-actualization that you're after, there are a lot of other man-made religions that will do the trick. You know, Christianity is about something categorically different. Through his life, death, and resurrection, Jesus gives us eternal hope. Because on the other side of the cross, that thing which looks like complete and utter foolishness to human beings, lies an empty tomb and a God who rose again to save us. You see, the Lord sees beyond outward appearances, doesn't he? He looks deeper. He drills down deeper to the core of our hearts. He sees the problem there, and he decides to do something about it. And then he lays down his own life in order to make that happen. Friends, although the shadow of the cross may seem dark now, we know that this darkness is passing. That one day will be far surpassed by the light of Easter morning, and the risen Jesus is going to be there to welcome us home. Why? Because the light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not overcome it, as Isaiah tells us elsewhere. Now, chances are you are going to run up against something that makes you feel like the underdog this week. It doesn't just make you feel that way, but in fact reveals that you are the underdog, right? Underqualified, ill-equipped, and outmatched by the Goliath that you're facing. You'll find yourself, like King David, under-resourced with just a sling and maybe a few small stones against this entire army. You know, when that moment hits, my encouragement for you is to remember that you serve a God who loves underdogs and who came to earth, to a stable and to a cross, to become the ultimate underdog himself, to win the victory, to destroy Goliath, so that we might have life to the full.